Yawning is something we all do, yet few of us stop to wonder why. Whether it's early in the morning, late at night, or even when we see someone else yawn, this simple act seems almost universal. But what's really happening when we yawn? Is it just a sign of being tired? Or is there more to it? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating science behind yawning, uncovering the reasons why our bodies make us do it, and what it might reveal about our brains and social connections. Let's dive into the world of yawns and see what secrets they hold. A yawn is a reflex consisting of the simultaneous inhalation of air and stretching of the eardrums, followed by an exhalation of breath. It's a natural, involuntary action that often comes with a wide open mouth and sometimes even watery eyes. While it might seem simple, the mechanics of yawning involve several muscles and parts of the body working together. But why does this reflex exist, and what purpose does it serve? To answer that, we need to look at the different theories scientists have proposed over the years. One of the earliest theories about yawning suggested that we yawn to increase oxygen intake and remove excess carbon dioxide from our blood. According to this idea, when we're tired or bored, our breathing slows down, leading to lower oxygen levels. Yawning, then, would be a way for our bodies to get a quick boost of oxygen. However, more recent research has shown that this theory doesn't fully explain why we yawn, as increasing oxygen in the air doesn't necessarily reduce yawning frequency. A more recent and widely accepted theory is the brain cooling hypothesis. This idea suggests that yawning helps cool down our brains, keeping them at an optimal temperature for functioning. When we yawn, the deep inhalation of air and stretching of facial muscles increase blood flow and promote heat exchange. This process may help prevent our brains from overheating, especially during periods of tiredness or boredom when brain activity changes. This theory is supported by studies showing that people yawn more when their brain temperature rises. Have you ever noticed that yawning seems contagious? If you see someone yawn, you're likely to yawn too. This phenomenon is known as contagious yawning, and it's not just limited to humans. Many animals, including dogs and chimpanzees, experience it as well. Scientists believe that contagious yawning may be linked to social bonding and empathy. When we yawn in response to others, it could be a way of subconsciously mirroring their state, strengthening social connections within a group. Yawning isn't unique to humans. Many animals, from mammals to birds and even some reptiles, yawn too. In animals, yawning can serve different purposes. For example, in some species, yawning is a way to communicate tiredness or signal a change in activity. In others, it may help regulate brain temperature or even play a role in social hierarchies. Studying yawning across species helps scientists understand its evolutionary origins and the various functions it serves in the animal kingdom. Interestingly, research has found a link between contagious yawning and empathy. People who are more empathetic tend to be more susceptible to contagious yawning. This suggests that yawning might be connected to our ability to understand and share the feelings of others. In fact, children with certain developmental conditions, such as autism, who may have differences in social processing, are less likely to experience contagious yawning. This connection highlights the social and emotional dimensions of yawning. Yawning involves several parts of the brain, including areas responsible for arousal, social behavior, and thermoregulation. When we yawn, neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin are released, which play roles in mood and alertness. This complex brain activity suggests that yawning is more than just a simple reflex. It's a coordinated response involving multiple systems. Understanding how the brain controls yawning can provide insights into broader questions about consciousness and social behavior. Most people associate yawning with feeling tired or sleepy, and there's a good reason for that. Yawning often occurs when we're transitioning between wakefulness and sleep, such as before bed or after waking up. It may help increase alertness by stretching facial muscles and boosting blood flow to the brain. This could be the body's way of preparing us for a change in activity, whether it's getting ready to sleep or to wake up and start the day. Yawning isn't just about being tired, it's also common when we're bored. When our environment lacks stimulation, our brain activity decreases, which may trigger yawning as a way to increase alertness. This could be the body's attempt to keep us engaged and attentive, even when there's not much going on. So, next time you find yourself yawning during a dull moment, remember, it might be your brain's way of waking itself up. Stress can also trigger yawning. When we're anxious or under pressure, our bodies go through various physiological changes, including increased heart rate and rapid breathing. Yawning may help regulate these changes by calming the body and restoring balance. Some researchers believe that yawning acts as a reset button, helping us cope with stressful situations by promoting relaxation and focus. In some cases, excessive yawning can be a sign of underlying health conditions. Disorders that affect the brain, such as multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's disease, can increase yawning frequency. Certain medications, especially those that influence neurotransmitters, may also cause more yawning. While occasional yawning is normal, persistent or excessive yawning should be discussed with a healthcare professional to rule out any medical issues. Some medications, particularly those that affect the central nervous system, can increase yawning. Drugs that alter levels of neurotransmitters like serotonin or dopamine may make people yawn more frequently. This side effect is usually harmless, but it's important to be aware of it, especially if you notice a sudden change in your yawning habits after starting a new medication. Yawning patterns can change as we age. Babies yawn even before they're born, and children often yawn more frequently than adults. As we get older, the frequency of yawning tends to decrease. This may be due to changes in brain chemistry, sleep patterns, or social factors. Understanding how yawning changes over a lifetime can provide clues about its underlying mechanisms. Yawning is often seen in groups, especially in social animals. When one member of a group yawns, others are likely to follow. This synchronized behavior may help coordinate group activities, such as resting or waking up together. In humans, group yawning can strengthen social bonds and promote a sense of unity. This phenomenon highlights the social nature of yawning and its role in group dynamics. Yawning can also serve as a form of non-verbal communication. In some situations, it may signal tiredness, boredom, or even stress to others. In the animal kingdom, yawning can be a way to communicate readiness for rest, or to display dominance. By observing yawning behavior, we can gain insights into the emotional and social states of those around us, both human and animal. Yawning is controlled by the nervous system, specifically the brainstem. This area of the brain manages many automatic functions, such as breathing and heart rate. When certain neurotransmitters are released, they trigger the yawning reflex. This process is largely involuntary, meaning we can't always control when we yawn. The involvement of the nervous system shows how deeply rooted yawning is in our biology. Body temperature plays a role in yawning. When our brain gets too warm, yawning may help cool it down. This is why we often yawn in warm environments or after physical activity. The act of yawning increases blood flow and promotes heat exchange, helping to regulate brain temperature. This connection supports the brain cooling hypothesis and shows how yawning helps maintain optimal brain function. After intense exercise, you might notice yourself yawning more. Physical activity raises body temperature and increases the need for oxygen. Yawning after exercise may help cool the brain and restore balance in the body. It's another example of how yawning is connected to our physiological state and helps maintain homeostasis. Yawning may also play a role in maintaining attention. When we're bored or our attention drifts, yawning can help refocus our minds. This could be the body's way of keeping us alert and ready to respond to changes in our environment. By increasing blood flow to the brain, yawning may help sharpen our senses and improve concentration. Hormones can influence yawning. For example, changes in levels of dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin are associated with increased yawning. These hormones are involved in mood, social bonding, and alertness. Fluctuations in hormone levels throughout the day may explain why we yawn more at certain times, such as in the morning or evening. Some studies suggest a link between yawning and the immune system. When we're fighting off illness, our bodies may yawn more frequently. This could be a way to regulate body temperature or signal to others that we're not feeling well. While the connection isn't fully understood, it's another example of how yawning is tied to our overall health. Yawning has deep evolutionary roots. It's seen in many species, suggesting that it serves important biological functions. Over time, yawning may have evolved to help regulate brain temperature, maintain alertness, and strengthen social bonds. By studying yawning in different animals, scientists can learn more about its role in evolution and why it persists across species. In some animal species, yawning can signal social status or dominance. For example, dominant individuals may yawn more frequently or in a more exaggerated way to assert their position. This behavior can influence group dynamics and help maintain order within social groups. Observing yawning in animals provides insight into the complex social functions of this simple act. Mirror neurons are special brain cells that fire both when we perform an action and when we see someone else do it. These neurons are thought to play a role in contagious yawning. When we see someone yawn, our mirror neurons may trigger the same response in us, leading to a shared experience. This mechanism helps explain why yawning spreads so easily in groups. Our bodies follow a natural 2-4 hour cycle known as the circadian rhythm. Yawning often occurs at specific times of day, such as early morning or late evening, when our alertness naturally dips. This pattern suggests that yawning is linked to our internal biological clock, helping us transition between periods of wakefulness and rest. Traveling across time zones can disrupt our circadian rhythm, leading to jet lag. During this adjustment period, people often yawn more frequently as their bodies adapt to the new schedule. Yawning may help reset the internal clock and restore balance, making it easier to adjust to a different time zone. Many students find themselves yawning during long classes or lectures. This isn't just a sign of tiredness, it's often a response to boredom or lack of stimulation. Yawning in these situations may help students stay alert and focused, even when the material isn't particularly engaging. Yawning isn't limited to the classroom, it's also common in work meetings, especially when discussions drag on. This can be a sign that participants are losing focus or becoming fatigued. Yawning may serve as a subtle cue to wrap things up or inject some energy into the conversation. Yawning while driving can be a warning sign of fatigue. Drowsy driving is dangerous, and frequent yawning may indicate that it's time to take a break. Paying attention to yawning can help drivers stay safe by reminding them to rest when needed. Athletes sometimes yawn before competitions or intense physical activity. This may be a way to prepare the body and mind for action by increasing alertness and regulating brain temperature. Yawning before sports events is a reminder that this reflex is closely tied to our physiological and psychological state. During meditation or relaxation exercises, people may yawn more frequently. This could be a sign that the body is entering a state of deep relaxation and balance. Yawning during meditation may help release tension and promote a sense of calm. Some creative professionals report yawning when brainstorming or working on new ideas. This may be the brain's way of increasing alertness and preparing for creative thinking. Yawning could help stimulate the mind and encourage innovative solutions. Some people notice they yawn more when they're hungry. While the connection isn't fully understood, it may be related to changes in blood sugar levels or the body's preparation for eating. Yawning could help increase alertness and readiness for a meal. Dehydration can sometimes increase yawning. When the body lacks enough fluids, it may trigger yawning as a way to signal the need for hydration. Staying well hydrated can help reduce excessive yawning and maintain overall health. At high altitudes, people may yawn more often. This could be the body's response to lower oxygen levels in the air. Yawning may help increase oxygen intake and maintain alertness in challenging environments. Yawning can affect the heart by briefly increasing heart rate and blood flow. This may help prepare the body for a change in activity or alertness. The connection between yawning and cardiovascular function is another example of how this reflex supports overall health. Yawning can help equalize pressure in the ears, especially during changes in altitude, such as flying or driving through mountains. The act of yawning opens the eustachian tubes, allowing air to flow and balance pressure. This is why people often yawn on airplanes or during rapid elevation changes. Yawning involves stretching the jaw muscles, which can help relieve tension and improve flexibility. This stretching action may also stimulate nerves and increase blood flow to the face and head, contributing to the refreshing feeling that often follows a good yawn. Yawning activates several facial muscles, including those around the mouth, eyes, and cheeks. This coordinated movement may help increase circulation and stimulate nerves, contributing to the sense of alertness that follows a yawn. Yawning is often accompanied by stretching, especially after waking up. This combination helps prepare the body for movement by loosening muscles and increasing blood flow. Stretching and yawning together signal the transition from rest to activity. Yawning is a reflex, meaning it happens automatically without conscious effort. Reflexes are quick, involuntary responses to stimuli, designed to protect and regulate the body. Yawning as a reflex highlights its importance in maintaining balance and readiness. Yawning is a normal part of daily life. Whether you're waking up, feeling bored, or just relaxing, yawning helps your body adjust to different states. It's a reminder of how our bodies are constantly working to maintain balance and respond to our needs. The more we learn about yawning, the more fascinating it becomes. Scientists continue to study this simple act to uncover its mysteries and understand its many roles in our lives. Yawning is a window into the complex workings of our bodies and minds. So, why do we yawn? The answer is complex and multifaceted. Yawning helps regulate brain temperature, maintain alertness, strengthen social bonds, and may even signal our emotional state. While many questions remain, one thing is clear. Yawning is a vital, universal reflex that connects us all. Next time you yawn, remember you're participating in a behavior shared by countless creatures across the globe, each with their own reasons for doing it.